Hello and welcome to section 4.15 on polycycles. It is something that is not as, we're not going to really focus on the polycyclic systems as much because trying to draw the conformations and Newton projections of a polycyclic system gets very complicated really quickly. But I can take this opportunity to share something that I really think is both important and cool about polycycles. And that's because a lot of people don't know this, but in organic chemistry, steroids such as testosterone and estradiols like estrogen and progesterone, etc. All these steroids are kind of the first major way that people interact with organic chemistry. If you go to the doctor and you have a antibacterial or antibiotic, sorry, that they give you, they often give you a steroid, and that's progesterone, which I believe is shown. Oh, they don't show it, but it's one of the major steroid type molecules that we use as humans, and that is all organic chemistry, and you can find those organic chemical structures online really quickly. But additionally, while this is all super important, I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight someone who I think all of us should know about, especially all of us studying organic chemistry, and that is Percy Lavonne Julian, who is one of my favorite chemists overall because of how his discoveries were monumental in his time. Right now, we've been talking a lot about how we talk about molecules and identify them. Percy Julian was a genius in chemistry. He started his work at DePauw University. As you can see here, this is a nice picture of him doing a chemical separation. And in just a few years, he was the first, his research group, him and his students, were the first to isolate important natural compounds. And he left academia a few years after he started at DePauw and ended up going to work for a company that was mainly making protein based on soybeans. And this is really where I think his genius, it just shows through because um, he was able to take all of the extracts from soybean and realize that there was a bunch of they had all this weird gunk left over in the protein reactors, and his boss originally was like, we need to throw this stuff out, but Percy, he said, uh, I can figure out what this stuff is, and then we can try and market it. Well, it turned out that those all that weird gunk in the reactors that his boss didn't want, he was able to figure out were these steroid type molecules, and in fact, he was the first one uh, to isolate steroids from these soybeans, both progesterone and estradiols. Really, when we think about um, all the ways that modern medicine and how we take care and manage our bodies has changed, um, we have to be thinking, Dr. Julian here, because his work at Glidden really paved. Glidden is the company that had the soybeans. His work there is totally like the foundation of steroid chemistry that we have today. And he accomplished all that at a time when we didn't, where the instruments we had to even know what steroids were much less sophisticated. So to come up with this in general is a monumental undertaking, but to do it without all the modern tools that we have today is like, it is truly amazing. So that's what I really want to share with you about 415 and polycyclic compounds, is that we owe almost everything we know about these materials to Dr. Julian here. And if you want to learn more, you can check out sciencehistory.org. There's a nice little write-up about him. Or additionally, it's a little crude, but there's a drunk history episode about him as well that is accurate about his life anyway. So Congratulations, you made it through chapter 4, and I hope you all are studying very well. This has been chapter 4 and section 4.15.